Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening to all of you who are watching this yet another episode of The Revolving Perspectives from various corners of the world. The Revolving Perspectives, powered by positivity and sponsored by continued efforts to bring in enlightenment. So, welcome you all to this episode of The Revolving Perspectives, where we are once again here with one more perspective. As you all know, in each episode of ours, we talk about one perspective and weave the whole discussion around that perspective. What is today that we are going to talk about? And it is a very simple thing called as happiness. Isn't it something that is part and parcel of our life, everyday life? And still, we have brought this to you today with something called as a perspective to look at happiness. Okay, so since childhood, if we look at this feeling of happiness, people around us, our parents, our teachers, the society keeps telling us that, okay, you have to become a doctor, maybe an engineer, maybe this career, maybe this class, that class. All the education system is weaved around that. Nobody really tells us that be happy. That is also something that is part of your life. Nobody tells us that. And even if that occurs to us naturally, nobody tells us how to be happy. What is it that you can do to make yourself happy? Happiness is something which occurs to us depending upon situations around us, experiences that we take, and if it occurs to us, it is there. We do not certainly consciously do some things to be happy. And today we have somebody with us, an entrepreneur who is working around happiness, creating happiness officers, happy officers, and happiness management coach. Let's welcome Jigyasa Satsangi to this platform.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Great. So, as I was telling my audience about happiness and the work, the innovative work around this concept that you are doing, there are a lot of questions, of course, that I have in my mind.
Mhm.
Okay, when we say that we are talking about a perspective towards happiness, I first would like to understand your definition of being happy. What do you mean by being happy?
Okay. So, being happy is being contented. Like
Okay.
my simple definition is being contented.
Hmm.
You may be contented at anything, and I can be contented at any entirely different thing. But that contentment, that feeling should be from your heart. Whenever you start getting that feeling, then it means that you are in the state of happiness. So this is my definition. And like multiple things can be done to get that feeling. Yes.
Right. And of course, during this course of discussion, we will talk about those multiple things.
Mhm.
But now the quick question that comes to my mind is, you say that you create happiness officers, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we have seen coaches
Hmm.
working with CEOs,
Hmm.
creating a leadership into CEOs or maybe top management. So we create positions basically, and we have mentors and coaches around us, creating them, helping them around. Uh, you say you create happiness officers in the society.
Hmm.
Where? How? I mean, how did it strike to you?
Hmm. Okay. So I create chief happiness officers. I call
Chief
them,
happiness
yes,
officers.
CHO. So like I believe, I call myself as happiness management coach. I
Wow.
believe that happiness is something which can be learned, which can be created, and which can be managed. And I believe that every individual on this planet should have that power. And I help them to encourage that, and I help them to empower those. Okay, so by that, when I empower them to create their own happiness, I call them chief happiness officer. Like as a chief, they have power to control their happiness. So from there, this word emerged. that you are the chief officer, you are the chief head of your happiness. So from there, the CHO word came.
Okay. So
Yes.
for this, when you talk about this concept,
Mhm.
okay, so the coaches around, the mentors around have their clientele set, you know. So
Mhm.
finally, I am bringing you back to the entrepreneurship ultimately. So maybe people working at different positions in different organizations, they are the clientele for the coaches, for the mentors. Whom do you look at? How do you find your clients?
Okay. So this is like very beautiful question because look, in my case, when I started initially, most of the people always told me, Jagyasa, it's a vague concept. But
Mhm.
what the hell you are doing? Happiness is not something people are running for. People are running for money. People are running for bigger house, bigger car, bigger diamonds. But nobody is running behind happiness. When I start asking them why you want a big car, why you want a big house, and why after getting that, why you are still not contented, then they try to understand that what they are missing, and that is happiness. So at this moment, this is my dream. One is of my dream that I really want to develop happiness as subject in every school
Mm,
because no child is being told that you should be happy.
very true.
Oh, yes. And it is also my dream that I really want to make one home book for small children about this happiness concept so that they can start learning happiness. So it can be like, Mom, I can be a officer, but before that, I want to be happier, something like that. Secondly, the people are understanding that what they are missing gradually because you see that in India, mental health was a big taboo, but because of the social media, it is opening up.
Mm,
People are talking about their minds, their emotions, in the same way they are gravitated towards happiness also,
mm,
right? So everyone who is finding happiness, whoever wants to give priority to happiness, is my client. Now, yes, so they can be very at if I talk about parents, then I do like happy parenting kind of thing. And if I talk, but I really want to develop this among the young people, young
mm.
generation.
Right. Okay. So when you talk about young generation, that brings me to my next question.
Mhm.
Uh, I always felt that happiness cannot be taught. I mean, really, are we thinking about teaching happiness? I mean, teaching to be happy? Because if you think of a very small child,
Mhm.
happiness occurs to that child, you know. If they feel they get something, you know, even a chocolate, and they feel happy, they don't
Mhm.
really connect those dots that this happened to me and this is how I bring in happiness and this is how I show it. So can it be taught? Do you think so?
Yes, yes, I absolutely feel so that, and that is why I choose this for you because I believe that happiness is something which can be taught. The reason is that child who is happy by saying just a small word "ta" and is smiling, you know, that you play small silly games with them and they are happy.
Mhm.
Why they get so happy? Because they are just happy to be around with you. They are just happy to be with doing those silly things.
Mhm.
And we miss that. We start finding meanings behind those silly activities.
Mhm.
And we lost that connection. Whenever we are with parents, we try to do something meaningful instead of just casually sitting and talking and chilling. So I believe that happiness can be taught because those connections, those thoughts are getting lost day by day,
Mhm.
right? And because of this social media thing, happiness is becoming something very perfect, which is happiness is not. Happiness is about the most imperfection things. If I
Emotion.
talk,
Yeah.
yes, if I talk about your childhood, what was your most beautiful memory about summer holidays?
Okay, so if I have to tell you, we used to go to our Nana Nani's place,
Yes.
then the grandparents,
Huh?
and we all cousins being
Yes.
together. The whole holiday used to
Huh?
be like 1 or 2 months, and we could never feel that it is done. 2 months we are together, and that
Yes.
used to be happiness and
Yes,
small
and
small thing.
happy, yes, exactly. So this is what I want to tell people, that happiness is not about going to the big bars and dancing. It is just about enjoying the arm pana with your cousins in those summer holidays. It is
Mm.
just playing those silly games with your cousins. It is about those connections. And very honestly, after working with lots of clients, a lot of people are able to get really contented when they get connected to someone. Either they are their cousins, their parents, their relatives. So when that connection start coming back, they start getting happier. If you
Mm.
talk about when I talk about this client thing, I never say old people, because they are already very happy, because they always valued the relationships. They always value the real connections rather than just taking photo for sake of Instagram.
Mm.
So
Correct.
those, so I personally feel that happiness is something which can be taught, and I believe that now it's a high time to be taught every place, so that
Mm.
people can go back to their roots again.
All right. So if when you're talking about social media and you are saying that the happiness that is seen overflowing over social media is not really the happiness, but it is probably kind of a mirage. If that is so, then I feel that people still have to unlearn what happiness means for them, and then again learn what it really means. Uh, if I say so,
Right.
am I right? I mean, am I right when I come from that school of thought?
Yes, absolutely. So let me give you this. Like, I want to explain this through one example. Okay, so earlier, when birthdays were celebrated, they were just about few friends, family members, and like cake was there, and we used to cut it and enjoy and celebrate, and we do lot of musty and fun, and that's all. Okay, and very honestly, I have received gifts wrapped in the newspaper in my childhood, and I was very excited to open them. But at this moment, you see that how the definition of happiness is converted. People are least bothered about that, how child is feeling about it. They're bothered about theme. They're bothered about that cake. They are bothered about those batches and all. So it is very, very good if if it is providing happiness to all of them. But if they are doing it just for the sake of social media, then I request all the parents, please tell your child that it is not going to give you happiness. It is just for the photograph. So it is a high time, as you said, that first of all, we need to learn that what is happiness, then unlearn that what happiness is not, and then relearn that how happiness is all about the small things.
Hmm. I feel, Jigyasa, happiness is a choice. All of us make it consciously, subconsciously. You're
Hmm.
dealing with lot of people whom you are handholding, helping to find their happiness.
Hmm.
How do you see them making these choices?
Okay, so this is very, very true that happiness is a choice, and we all are empowered to choose that, right? Because you see that on this planet, only human beings are able to smile. No other animal or any bird can smile. So we are the one who has this superpower, and I also call it PCR, power to choose response,
Hmm.
right? So in this manner, so this is like very, very right. Secondly, the point is that we need to train everyone to choose happiness. This is the main point. People are like, we were not given option to choose. We were given option to top in the class, or you will get bicycle,
Hmm.
right? So we have just two options. We are not given option. If you will, okay, if you get second or third, we all will be very, very happy for you,
Hmm.
right? It is always connected to some materialistic thing,
Materialistic thing. Yes.
right? In the same way with adults, if you will do this, you will get that. You will get high in this bonus. You will get high
Maybe
salary.
a raise, salary.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So this kind of thing. So again, we need to understand. We need to redefine.
Hmm.
And I suggest that every individual should audit themselves. Like at the end, we pay tax, income tax return in the same way. Like every single day, we should file our ETR, emotional
Oh,
tax return.
this is a
That,
wonderful concept. Wow.
yes. So I also feel that we should analyze that how much emotions and are they really deserve that much attention on which we are focusing.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right.
like this all comes like this is like beautiful question that we have to provide that option to that individual
Mm-hmm.
first of all, and there are look there are many situations where that option can't be provided. Like your boss is not going to say either take salary or get happy, right? So he's not going to say that. But in that case, you need to analyze it
Mm-hmm.
because see again after working with lot of clients I have seen that no amount of money, no amount of job, no amount of body, like people like if I talk about that this kind of body is going to give me happiness. Reason is very clear because there is no end limit.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I talk you Binna that okay how much salary will be sufficient for you will say this much, then next year it will change.
Increase.
Right, increase. So subconsciously, we all know that this salary is sufficient to meet my needs of present and for future, and I can add at least 20% of it for something, God forbid, like pandemic. But after that, it is sufficient. I should see my happiness consciously. I should make
Hmm.
my happiness a priority. So this is like very important concept there.
Okay, when you're talking about making that conscious choice,
Hmm.
at times it is must be difficult. I'm sure when you're talking to so many people about choosing happiness, I'm sure it must be difficult. That, for example, it is a need.
Hmm.
Maybe finances could be a need, or something else could be a need.
Hmm.
Also, situations around, maybe incidents occurring to that individual could be out of that person's control, and hence though an individual wants to make that choice but
Hmm.
not being able to,
Hmm. Hmm.
maybe the situations are such, or maybe experiences are such. How do you handle them? What do you tell them?
Yes, yes, yes. So this is like amazing question because this pandemic has actually because this question is reoccurring that I have lost someone very close. How do you expect me to be happy? At that time, I don't expect them to be happy. Like seriously, see, hiding emotions, not crying, avoiding situation is not the part of happiness. If you
Hmm.
are sad, you should feel sad. You really need not to bind up your emotions. If
Hmm.
you are sad about someone, yeah, losing your parent is a big deal, right? If you have lost your job, it's a big deal. Be unhappy about it. Be really sad about it. But do not let it play with your emotional health. This is something I suggest. Okay, so
Hmm.
like one of my friends actually lost her father during this pandemic, and she came to me. So I understand that this pain, like I know that when especially your parent die, a part of your heart dies. How you expect that person to be happy? But what can be done? You can't stay in that situation forever. So I
Hmm.
always say that always remember happy things about your parents. Always bring him in day-to-day talk without getting emotional. Like suppose you have made something very tasty and always try to bring him, oh my God, this is actually like my father a lot. So it will make him a normal person around you. It will become easier to talk about you. So in that case, I never ask people to suppress their emotions. I always ask that work on it. It's
Hmm.
okay to discuss with it. And secondly, as you said that some experiences which actually made us unhappy. In that case, I go back to healing.
Hmm.
Talk to your child. Like, let me give you my very personal example. Everyone in my family is sitting here, so that is why I can tell you one thing that I lost my father at very early age, and I used to feel a pain. I say that I was not able to heal myself even after 10, 15, 10, 12 years. But what I did is that I did my own healing. I went to that little Jigyasa again and again and talked to her actually, and I try to make her understand that it's fine. He is at better place. So this healing is very important.
Hmm.
And that is why journaling concept is very important. So that you understand your why. When you
Right.
start understanding why you are feeling so, how it can be undone, how
Mm.
you can heal. When you start asking questions to yourself, it helps a lot. Like this is my 100% guarantee that the day you start journaling, you will see a high increase in your happiness because you start talking to yourself, you start giving time to yourself, you start analyzing each of your emotions. So
Right.
this is very important.
What I pick up, which could be a punchline actually, or a
Mhm.
tagline of this interview, is happiness is not only, having a smiling face and having that happy feeling inside. Happiness is also accepting your true emotions,
Exactly.
and whatever those emotions are, working around them, and then making a journey consciously towards that real feeling of happiness, which
Hmm.
gives you that smile.
Hmm.
Yeah. Could I say or summarize what you said in your
Yes.
last answer?
Yes. Yes.
That's
This
what I could pick up.
yes. Like you have filled the, like you have hit it the nail with now. So like this is absolutely right. Accepting that when you start accepting, and in general life, expect more, accept more. So like this is like just of happiness.
Wow. That is great. Now I'm all coming back to the entrepreneurial structure, the community, and I'm
Mhm.
sure you are working with entrepreneurs as well, who are
Mhm.
into businesses, who are into jobs as well.
Okay.
What is your experience with them? Because I'm sure they work in pressures, they
Hmm.
work with some goal, there are some bigger expectations, their expectations from themselves, there is market demanding, and there are clients demanding, lot of things are happening around. So how
Mhm.
do you help entrepreneurs?
Okay, so first of all, my always question is forget about all your clients. I always start with you that what you want
Mm-hmm.
and why you want. If you feel that you will be happy because your clients will be happy, then only do in this field. Otherwise, if you feel that only you will be happy, your family will be happy, and they don't care about the client, then please, this is not your fault. I always say. So this always starts with you and your stakeholders. And your so stakeholders like first of all my employees, then my clients, and then other outer world. So this because when your employees see it's like a wave. When you are happy with your mission, then only you can make your employees influence be you will be so influential that they will also become the part of your initiative, and they will become the part because they are dealing with the clients, not you are dealing with the clients. So they will also try to bring as much as happy clients to you. So as I say, that this is like network marketing. Once you become CHO, Chief Happiness Officer, your employees will be your CHOs.
Wow.
Then again, they will be your CHOs. So in that way. So here I talk a lot. I really love one thing about Amazon. Like
Mm-hmm.
they never talk about customer satisfaction. They always talk about customer delightment.
Hmm.
Right? So this is very important. Are you talking about delightment of your employees? Are you talking delightment of yourself, or you are just stuck to satisfaction? So you have to think bigger in that way. So
Okay.
now this is very great question that about the stress part, because
Mm-hmm.
on this pandemic there was a lot of stress. People have to cut their budgets, and they have to like, so in that case I always ask them, like there was one company who was I was working with that, and they were like very conscious about cutting off the employees at that time because their budget was very less. So I really went to the board and talked to everyone that how about that we all know budget is very less, and can you all contribute out of your salary? And they all agreed that they all were ready, that they were not ready to leave anyone out of their companies, and they reduced salary. And they, in fact, what we did is that we never cut their salary. We asked them to transfer the amount directly in others' account. Like,
Oh.
if you want to help someone, then you transfer the amount, whatever you want. And in that case, what happened? Was not only was remained a good human, everyone became a
Correct.
good human. We
Correct.
all start They all start respecting each one. All start becoming the part of happiness for each other. So this was very magical part. And that is why that is This is, I call like, okay, there is another word. I call it creating love accounts.
Creating love accounts.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is
Yes.
like that whenever you meet to any person, like I'm meeting for you for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
an account is open between me and you. And
Mm-hmm.
this is happening with every person I am meeting. As soon as we meet, an account opens. And that account is of love and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you are not going to remember that Jigyasa told so. Jigyasa told me this. You are just going to remember that Jigyasa made me feel like that.
Wow.
As there is famous quote around it, right? So in the same way, it is now up to you that what you are going to put in this love account.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, I create a lot of love account in that company.
Superb. So,
Yeah.
in so much of discussion, I gathered so many points and so many quotes which we keep reading around, on the social media, on the Google. But then I am seeing somebody living those quotes day by day. I mean, living life that way. It is wonderful.
Thank
Great.
you.
So, it is like we can keep discussing this topic because happiness is such a dear emotion that we have and we have so many facets to it.
Bye.
We have to take care of the time constraint as well. And now there is a time for a quick rapid fire.
Yes.
So rapid
Okay.
fire is something where you have to answer in one word or maybe a sentence, but a
Wow.
quick answer.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So we keep talking about happiness. Hence, my first question to you is you must have begun working around this concept quite a few years ago. And this must have been in your mind, in your head since long. So, all this while, what has been the biggest challenge that you faced?
That happiness is something which you need to give priority to.
All right. Okay.
Deeply.
Okay. My next question to you, what is that magic stick which you use to work around your challenges?
That you are responsible for your happiness.
All right. So once we take the responsibility, we start working around it.
Yes.
This is wonderful. Next question. What is your inspiration?
My mom.
Okay. Great. And the book that you love the most so far?
Okay. Power of your subconscious mind.
All right, great, wonderful. So very happy, Jigyasa, to get these quick answers from you. That shows that you are absolutely in control of your things. You're doing them consciously and happily, definitely. So while concluding this interview, I have one question for you. This is not rapid fire question. You can answer at length, and whatever that is in your mind, please share it with us. The question is, generally we talk about entrepreneurial community, but I can see that you are working not only with the entrepreneurs, but for each section of the society, each group of the society, right from children to working professionals to elderly. I mean, whoever wants to become chief happiness officer, you are working with that person. What is your one message to Okay, I'll just repeat. What is that one message to the society, to different groups of the society?
Hmm. Okay. So only message to everyone, and I feel that it reaches to everyone's heart, that make happiness your priority. Take actions towards it, because at the end of the day, you will realize that whatever you are doing is just for happiness, but happiness is just about the small things. So don't wait for happiness to happen to you. Instead, start creating it, start working on it, and take it and make it as the top most priority. Find happiness in the smallest things. Find happiness in your connections, most of that. Like this is, I don't know how much I have to stress on this point, but connections like human touch is the biggest blessing you have at the moment.
So very
That's
true.
all.
So very true. Thank you so much, Jigyasa. And for our audience, we had a wonderful discussion with Jigyasa around happiness. And a few things that I am picking up for myself is happiness is a choice that we make. And uh, and if it will not occur to you, you will have to choose it, make it a priority. And there is all the possibility that once you choose it, you can work around it. Techniques like self talk, and when you hold yourself responsible for something, it is easier to work around that. That is the message I'm picking up from my for myself, and I'm sure you all must have picked up all those things which are applicable to you, which strike you, and you will definitely start working around them. We will meet you next week with a new entrepreneur, new concept, and a new thought, new perspective. Thank you so much.